welcome to another utterly nutty edition of Buzz, coming to you from Squarey's Court. I'll be taking you towards 1999 with more plummy crumb pandemonium than ever before. We're already on a downhill slope, but soon pick up with World Junior Snowboard champ Charlotte Dutton. We pull focus with the luscious divine Davina McCall. An unfeasible amount of reasons there for you to stay with us until we finish. Now, though, it's one of those young little upstarts. You won't believe how much I hate them, but I'll see you inside. Each week, Upstarts looks at tomorrow's talented generation. This week, the woman they call Charlotte Dutton. Her career is sliding downhill. That's because 18-year-old Charlotte from Ealing is Britain's top female snowboarder.
At first, it was sort of a bit of an underground sport. Not many people knew about it. Now, it's recognised more as a sport rather than as some kind of crazy hobby what little kids do.
Ealing doesn't have many snow-peaked mountains, so Charlotte's early years of being bored stupid were spent on the dry slope circuit.
Quite a big jump to go from sort of my school in England and just riding the dry slope to permanently snowboarding in a snowboard school. If you didn't have sponsorship, you couldn't do it, because it's just like anything. You're not going to get sponsored unless you sort of go into the competitions or ride really well. You know, you have to be sort of spotted.
She soon progressed to the real stuff, excelling at riding the half-pipe, and in the 1998 British Championships, she won 3 junior golds and placed in the senior rankings too.
I went from training with people all my own age into the World Cups. You can only get better if you're riding with the best. You're not in the youth section anymore, you're not in the junior section, you're like up there with the best in the world.
After a fine performance at the World Junior Championships, she recently spent time in the USA at a winter sports school, perfecting those fancy stunts and fast footwork.
And it's harder to get noticed in America just because there is so many more people doing it. They take it a lot more seriously. Nobody takes part just to take part, they take part to win.
The future's so bright for Charlotte, she's got to wear shades. In the year 2000, snowboarding will be in the Olympics, and she hopes to be there.
If you've made it there, then you know you're good, because you're representing your country and you're hoping to do well, and when you do good, then you're like really psyched. It does really hurt when you fall. Yeah, snow's not all that soft.
P.F. Tirolian. Most people call me John for short. I'm the resident computer games tester and top deli chef. Anyway, it's New Year's Eve, and the first game I'm testing is Michael Owen's World League Soccer 99 for the PlayStation and the PC. Tatty and Batty.
It's a new soccer game which incorporates Michael's actual fancy moves. Plus, it features hints and tips from the young'un himself. There are 190 teams from 10 different leagues covering all major footballing countries. Except no substitute. The graphics are great, with fluid movement and action, although sometimes the players look like they're running a bit slowly. It's a bit like when my customers sees me hot cuisine food. You get to see grown men dribble. Artificial intelligence has been built into the game, ensuring that the gameplay is realistic and free-flowing. Plus, up to 4 players can play at once, which is good for a kick-off. Hey, this is a good one. I'd definitely give it extra time. Plus, it features our Michael to boot.
The second game is F-Zero X for the Nintendo 64. Get out, you two. Don't know what you're talking about.
F-Zero X is the fastest racing game ever, moving at an incredible 60 frames per second. You're strapped into one of 30 futuristic hover race cars, and it chocks away, unless you're having after-dinner mints. You need to concentrate really hard. You need to concentrate really hard to cope with the punishing speeds, which increase as you pick up speed boosters. The graphics aren't the greatest ever, but you don't care, because you're travelling that fast you don't look. Veet, veet. There's more twists than a plate of tagliatelle, and it's hard to stay on the track. Crash and you damage your car, but if you master the turns, you end up with a completely different track for your next game. It's nippier than a cross crab, and I've been dizzy ever since I played it. Oh, heck, I'm keeling over. Michael Owen's World League Soccer 99. Oh, I'll give it 8 out of 10. F-Zero X, I'm going to give that one 7 out of 10. Michael Owen's the winner. If you buy it, though, unpack it as soon as possible, because it's very dangerous in the box. Tatty for you, Batty.
Do you know that a lot of people are thinking about moving forward to another year? Myself, though, I like to be different. I'm buzzing back. You can come with us if you want.
I'm Donny Prawn, and welcome to my movie cocktail. This week I'm focusing on the big film release of one of London's critically acclaimed stage plays, Little Voice, starring Jane Horrocks as Little Voice. Named this because she can't speak. Instead, her vocal attention is spent on singing uncannily in the style of Shirley Bassey, Marilyn Monroe, and Judy Garland, amongst others. Here's a clip.
You like Marilyn, yeah?
Yeah.
Can you do her as well? Go on. I'll bet you can. Oh, there you go.
I have this thing about saxophone players. I don't know what it is. My spine turns to custard. I get goosebumpy all over.
That's amazing.
The film also stars great British talent such as Hugh McGregor, Brenda Blethyn and Michael Caine, who plays an unsuccessful local talent scout who is stunned by Little Voice's talent and is determined to make her a star.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone who is doing him dirt. It's not unusual to see me cry. I wanna die.
Hey, you. You're blowing me fuse.
Little Voice gets a movie cocktail rating of 7 out of 10. Join me next week when I'll be arguing the debate that Hugh McGregor can't act, but Michael Caine, and that's a warp. Rap. Slam dunking, funking, balls and baskets. Now, though, it's time for another spookily lifelike transformation. It's Clone Alone, and it's going to be all baubles and tinsel.
Every week, the Buzz camera searches out an unsuspecting member of the public for our celebrity makeover. Clone Alone can transform the ordinary person in the street into the star of their choice. This week, Sarah Lister becomes top tonsil taffy. Kerry's from Catatonia. Now that you look like her, here's how to act like her. Firstly, sing with an extraordinarily strong Welsh accent, remembering to pronounce your words very carefully. Practice rolling your R's. Your letter R's. Road rage. Round the rock, the ragged rascal ran. Also, make sure your voice sounds rough, like a dog with a sore throat telling you what's on top of the house. Roof! Next, keep changing your look every 5 minutes. 1 minute you can look like Posh Spice, the next you look like you think high fashion is clothes that stink. Just as your voice always displays your Welsh roots, your dyed hair should also show its roots. Wear really classy sovereign rings and knuckle dusters, just in case you're getting a rage. Lastly, be weird. You'd love to meet an alien and you're a big fan of the X-Files. When you chanced upon a piece of luggage one day, you said this could be a case for Mulder and Scully. Basically, you're very well behaved. You've never ever thrown your knickers at hairy Welshman Tom Jones, who has more pants than a dog on a hot day. Now that you've had your 15 minutes of fame, why don't you just buzz off?
Squiffy rah-rah pompousman here. How wicked. Yes, it's almost 1999, and I've just about finished composing my list of New Year's resolutions. I can't show you, though. It's far too rude. Anyway, if you're going to party like a little animal tonight, here's how you can look like the belle of the ball. How wicked. You go, I go, let's go disco. From Kukai. $39.99. Oh, it matches at £59. Whoa, Miss Selfridge, £25. And to go with, marvellous, at $17.50. Oh, baby, £45 from Warehouse.
and then bustier the night away for £38. Gotta dash, I've just had Davina McCall, so it looks like I'm already going to break one of my New Year's resolutions. Oh, work it, and ciao, baby.
This week we pull focus with devilishly divine TV personality, Davina McCall.
My worst date ever? Once. Don't know what to tell you. But once, I will anyway. Once, I went out for dinner with this guy. Sorry. And it was so awful. It was so painful that I said I was going to the loo, and I phoned up my mate and I said, please call me on the mobile and have a disaster. And I went out to the loo, and then after the main course, she phoned me up and said, I've got a disaster, and I went, I've got to go. My friend's having a disaster. That's awful, isn't it? That's so awful. I wouldn't do that now, obviously, because I'm a much nicer person. Yeah, I got a really embarrassing name that my parents call me, and that's Divvy. I haven't told anybody that. Divvy, right. My name's spelled Davina, but my dad calls me Divvy Poo's Pots. First love of my life. I had a boyfriend when I was 15 and he was called Ty, and I went out with him for a year and a half, which when you're 15 it's a long time to be sort of stuck with somebody, and we're still really good mates now, so it's sweet. I got called Carol Vorderman. That was quite embarrassing. You see, I talk to myself when I'm on my own, and it's thinly disguised as me talking to my dog. You see, so I feel like I can get away with it because I'm going, well, Rosie, what should we do today? And I'm thinking, I am mad, I'm talking to myself. When I was younger, I used to tell people at my school that my dad was a dentist, and I used to pull girls' teeth out when they were wobbly. And my dad wasn't a dentist, he was a graphic designer. What do you call a sheep with no legs? A cloud. No? Probably going like this a lot. I do that all the time, especially on telly, which is getting really annoying. I watch myself on telly and I think, stop doing that! Because I get so excited with people and it makes me laugh. But I don't like it when I see myself do that, it's embarrassing. But I just did it then.
Now it's time to salute someone who really does kick some serious as we check out the end of year salute. Attention!
This week, Buzz salutes the golden goal grabber of the year, the gorgeous Michael Owen.
Babyface Michael has shot to fame this year with more strikes than a really bad baseball player. He may be more boring than a wild boar buying ball bearings for a bear near a barn in Barnsley, and he may have done more dodgy dives than a leaky submarine, but when it comes to finding the net, there's no one finer. Michael Owen, for kicking off English sporting hopes in the new year, Buzz salutes you.
Well, we've come to the end of another show, but most importantly, we've almost come to the end of another year. So have a happy 1999 and goodbye from Squarey's Court. I'm just going to settle down now and have dinner with all my celebrity friends, which are coming soon, I think.